Hello, my name is Josh Dacey, and welcome back to the Coach's Preview Show. We're joined by head women's softball coach Jimmy Hendricks. Coach, thanks for joining us.
Glad to be here.
Coach, your girls took 3 of 4 over the weekend, a pair of shutouts on Sunday. Can you talk a little bit about their success?
Well, we're starting to
On Sunday, can you talk a little bit about their success?
we're starting to play a little better, a little more consistent. On the game, Jake threw against Lakeland on Friday, which was an add-in game. She threw well. We won the first game, and then yesterday we threw 2 shutouts. We beat Chattahoochee Valley 8-0 and 8-0 in run rule games. And our pitching, has been strong all year. We're just starting to play a little better defense, and we're starting to score some runs.
Coach, how has the pitching led on to other parts of your game? Obviously, the hitting. When you guys seem to be pitching well, you're hitting well as well.
Well, and I think that's hand in hand, and I think it's momentum. Kind of like other sports, if our pitcher's dominating, usually we try to do something to get our players, our hitters, our defensive players, to step up their game, just to have some more emotion. What we talked about this weekend was playing with a little more heart.
I noticed the outfield grass is cut a little different. Maybe we'll have a shot for that for later on. What'd you put out there?
Well, for Sunday's game, we had a picture of a heart. It's a little inspiration to try to play a little harder. And something most teams talk about is playing with heart, or what we talk about is playing with grit. Something that, don't let it be easy. If you get beat, make it be hard. Don't just give up.
Coach, one player who's stood out for you all year is Prashante Darius. It seems when she struggled at the plate, the team has struggled at the plate.
Yeah, and that's something we've been working on, and it's really been 1 and 2. Our leadoff, who is Sierra Jones, who's actually batting forward. I think she's batting 465. And Prashante Darius, who's batting second. When they've got it the top of the lineup going, we score runs. When they're not doing what they're, what they're supposed to do, but what we try to get them to do, then we don't score runs. And we're trying to get that into, and that's where some of the heart comes into. And they're both sophomores, so we're trying to put more pressure on them to do better.
How have they responded to some of your criticism, maybe some of the things you've said to them to get them going forward?
Well, we had a practice Saturday. We had a practice Friday night. After the game, we stayed out for another hour and practiced a little bit to try to be inspired. And then Saturday we had a little inspirational practice, and I think it showed yesterday. We came out and played 2 games, and we played full speed for 2 games. So hopefully, it'll carry over. We start conference in 2 weeks, and we'll see what happens.
Coach, Madison Reagan seems to be a very good utility player. She plays multiple positions for you. What can you say about her?
Well, offensively, she's a hitter. She was a hitter coming in, and that's something she's going to be able to do, either for average and for power. And then she also pitches, and she came back yesterday. We went through a little arm fatigue or a little arm soreness, and she threw yesterday. She threw 4 innings and gave up 2 hits. So she came back and threw really, really well, had her velocity back up. She's similar to Jake, or Jessica Elliott. Yesterday she was 64, 65, and Jessica's, 66, 67.
Coach, how often do you monitor the pitcher's pitch count?
Pitch count is not really something we monitor. We do limit pitching, but not pitches.
Okay.
An example, we're not like baseball where you throw a day and you take 4 days off, but we are similar. We'll throw a day and maybe take a day off. So we're not like everybody else in the country where we're throwing every day. We do take days off. As in pitches, we don't really monitor. Now, we did have Rocky on I won't say a pitch count, but she threw 4 innings yesterday, and we took her out with the lead, so she got the win.
That's great. Coach, who else has the ability to pitch and play multiple positions for you guys?
Well, this year it's not going to be pitching and playing in multiple positions. Jake's just a pitcher. Ilona Andringa is just a pitcher. And Luana Amura is just a pitcher. Rocky, or Madison Reagan, which we call Rocky, she does do both. And then next year we've got Serval that's coming in. Our right fielder this year, who's BB Santos, she'll play both. She'll pitch and hit next year.
Coach, is that something that you look to recruit when you're recruiting players to see if they can pitch and they also can play multiple positions?
Well, it helps with the lineup. If they can pitch and hit, it helps. If they can't, it's not a big issue. But we do like it helps free up some of the lineup space if they can pitch and hit.
Coach, let's talk a little bit about the injury front. PK Lopez, she's been out all season. What's her status?
Well, we talked to her last week, and she's missed almost half the season. So we've came to the decision that we're going to redshirt her. And she'll get to practice. She'll get to be a part of the team this year. She'll just have to come back next year and play.
Coach, she's a sophomore. How rare at junior college is that for a sophomore to redshirt?
It is rare. In her situation, we took in a couple of counts. One, when she first got here, she took some prep classes to get her ready. So she's a semester behind anyway. So we've broken it down to where, with her coming back an extra year, she's going to be on schedule to graduate. So that'll help her go to the next level. Like, she's a kid from Mexico. Okay. So she'll be able to at least take a 2-year degree back home. Now she's getting some interest from some Division I schools. So it also helps them get her in. So with her coming back a year, it's going to help her academically, and then also it's going to help her, athletically, because she'll get to play another full year.
With her receiving such interest from Division I schools, by doing this, does that help or hinder her moving forward?
No, it helps. It's going to help her academically.
Okay.
Like I said, she's a semester behind. She plays with the national team in Mexico, so she can't stay for the summers. So she can't make up them hours during the summer, so she has to go home. So it's going to give her an extra semester. And then, athletically, she was another kid she's a young kid. I think she's 18, so she came over a year early. So it's going to help her mature a little more. And then Division I's, they saw her this fall, and some this spring just take ground balls, but she couldn't throw because of her, broke hand. So it's going to give them a little more time to evaluate too.
Now, who are some of the Division I schools looking at her?
Well, you had, you've got USC Upstate. You've had a Division II, who I think really fits in, was Lubbock Christian out of Texas, who's, a Division II. You've got some other northern schools. I know Detroit Mercy was interested, but it's cold up there. So
they don't play softball too often right now.
Right now, they do play. They just actually come south to play, and they do a lot of their practice inside.
Coach, one other player, Tori McDaniels. Let's talk about her status. A couple weeks ago, she had a collision. She was out of the lineup for a little bit.
She was out of the lineup. She had a collision in the outfield, ran into another outfielder, and she's been sore. There was nothing structurally wrong. She just was sore. She came back and she played this weekend. She played yesterday, actually. It was her first games. And just same thing. She slid into a bag and just kind of, I won't say re-injured, it's just sore.
Coach, you've traveled up to Darton State this week, and then you have Southern Union. What can you expect from these opponents?
Well, Darton is, right now they're struggling, but they're pretty good. The kid that they've got on the mound actually beat us last year. So we'll see, if we've gotten any better. And then you've got Southern Union, I think they're 24-1. They've lost one time. They're ranked nationally in the country, and we got them for a homestand. We got a doubleheader here on Saturday.
So that'll be a game